Hi, I'm Abdullah Samir. I wanted to dedicate this video to my dad, who died a few years ago. Today was his birthday. He would have been 67 today. He had some health issues and just died in his sleep, peacefully. I wanted to tell you about my relationship with my dad and how that affected me. So, first of all, like I said, my dad was Ismaili. What is Ismailism? Ismailism is a sect from among the Shias, a minority sect, about 15 million in the world today, um, and they believe in a living imam. 12 is Shias, the majority of Shias, believe in 12 imams, the 12th being Imam al Mahdi, who is in hiding and will come back at the end of time. He disappeared and he's going to come back. Ismailis, on the other hand, didn't stop at 12, but the hereditary chain continued up to 49 today. The current living Imam, Aga Khan Shah Karim al Husseini, is the spiritual leader, the Mola Bapa, the spiritual father. He is the leader of the community. They gave him some money, 12.5% of the wealth, and he also funds and cares for the community in multiple ways, right? He also has a bunch of hospitals and charitable efforts all over the world. Anyhow, so my dad is Ismaili. I was I was raised as an Ismaili as well. I was going to say I was born as an Ismaili, but you're not actually born in a religion. You're raised in a religion. My mom is Sunni, but my dad was the one who raised us as Ismaili. My dad, I believe, was probably what you would call an agnostic theist, meaning he believed in God, believed really deeply in God, but he was agnostic in some ways. He used to believe in his imam, and he used to pray to him and all that stuff. But at the same time, when I used to talk to him about religion, he used to be skeptical about a lot of things. He would say, "How do you know Allah is not a black man?" Like as a joke, meaning you don't know the nature of Allah. You can't say Allah is like this and he's going to throw us in hell. Despite what the Quran says, he didn't take the Quran literally. And of course, that's in line with Ismaili beliefs to not take the outer meaning of the Quran, but the inner meaning. So when I converted to Islam, he tried to tell me to be skeptical. He tried to teach me to take things with a grain of salt because I believe he saw Sunni Islam as a more outdated version of Islam. He saw it as a system that was very dogmatic, very ritualistic, very archaic, and had a lot of unnecessary nonsense that wasn't really needed in the world today. As you know, Ismailism is a much more younger religion, much more modern. And because as a living imam, it kind of goes with the times, right? He felt Sunnism, and especially the form that I was following, which was Salafi, was not so spiritual and more dogmatic and focused on rituals like praying and fasting. And, you got to pray so many times per day and how many rakats you do. And you stand up and you're bowing and you're standing up and sitting down. And you just saw it as kind of ridiculous, right? When I was young, just a child, he used to take me to Jamaat Khana early in the morning, I don't know, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, when it was still dark outside. And we used to meditate. And I didn't really know how to meditate, but it was kind of cool. He used to believe God is everywhere and that we see the signs of God in this world, the beauty of this world and all that, and nature and all that. And his faith helped him through the tough parts in life. This is my dad. Even though he wasn't Sunni, he supported me in converting to Sunni Islam. He said, whatever way you want to worship God, whatever path you take, I will support you as my son. Which is so beautiful because so many people I know, when they changed their religion, they had a really bad reaction from their parents. They were kicked out, they were not supported, they were angry. They didn't show them love. But he showed me love and he said, whatever path you follow, I will support you. Which was beautiful. Unfortunately, I tried to convert him, and it kind of in some ways soured a relationship, but he was still very tolerant and forgiving, and he understood I was coming from a good place. Now he didn't really agree with me, but he didn't have the wherewithal about Islam to really challenge my statements I was making. And so, he remained Ismaili and I remained Sunni. As I said, eventually I had left Ismailism and became Sunni, and then eventually I left Sunnism and I became atheist. The reason I converted to Sunnism was because I felt it was more in line with what the Quran taught, and because I had some Sunni friends that invited me to the mosque to pray and I actually liked the fact that there was a lot more to Sunnism, including like washing and all of the guidelines in the hadith and all of that. I felt like there was more to the religion, and Ismailism felt a little bit watered down or unauthentic to me. Of course, now as an atheist, I consider them all to be different representations or interpretations of Islam, and there's no right and no wrong because it's all man-made anyways. But at that time, I specifically felt that Sunnism was closer to like proper, true Islam, even though I don't believe there's such a thing anymore. What are my realizations now? Well, first of all, I appreciate the fact that he tried to get me into mindfulness, into meditation. I appreciate the fact that he was, so loving about the whole thing, and how he supported me no matter what I did. Honestly speaking, I don't agree with him that we see God in nature, and I don't think that God is self-apparent in any way. In fact, he doesn't seem to exist. He doesn't seem to be anywhere. And, the reality of this world is it's harsh and rough and very evil. And frankly, I don't have a way to resolve that, so I don't think there's actually a God out there. I do believe Ismailism is better for the world than Sunnism. It plays better in society. Like I said, it's a younger religion. It's had more time to be like updated, so to speak. And, it doesn't put as much demands on believers. Like the prayers are 3 times a day and they're set in such a way that it's pretty easy to manage. Like one's early in the morning and the others are like around 6 o'clock or whatever. So it's not like in the middle of the day, you got to go find a place to do your ritual prayer and, stuff like that. It's just, there's so many examples of how Ismailism is just so much easier on people. Personally, I still think the best religion is no religion. I feel like we don't need religion anymore, but that's just my personal belief. I also appreciate how kind and loving he was to me and supported me in everything. That is amazing, and that's how I want to be, right? I will tolerate other people's beliefs and I will accept them, so long as they don't interfere with my rights. I mean, that's what secularism is all about, right? And that's what it should be about. Secularism should be about protecting people's rights to believe what they want and to practice what they want without interfering with your own rights. So I support people in that sense. How did I deal with his death? So the Ismaili community took care of everything. As soon as he died, they came and they helped with the burial, and Ismailis also pay a small amount of money to put aside for the funeral plot. And so, that was taken care of and they did everything, that they were amazing in that sense. The one thing that really made me sad and upset me, and to this day I'm still annoyed about this, is that, when I was there after they had, prepared my dad's body and his coffin was there in the Khane, the Jama Khane, he was looking so beautiful and so peaceful. And I wanted to take a photo of him, but they said not allowed to take photos. So I just snuck my phone and I tried to take a photo anyways. And the two volunteers came to me and told me to delete the photo. So this just broke my heart. They robbed this young man of the last photo of his dad, I didn't see any reason why they had to do that. Because my stepmom was there and she's Ismaili, and my dad's brother was there, and the whole family, my brother, all of us were mourning. I didn't want to be, that guy that ruined everything. So I deleted the photo. I kind of wish I just lied to them and said I didn't. They told me to delete the photo of my dad, the last photo I had of him looking so beautiful in his casket. It really made me sad. To this day, I don't forgive them for this. Like, they could have overlooked this. I don't know why it was such a big problem. I really don't know why. It broke my heart, and I'm still upset to this day why they did this. I also wanted to reflect on the importance of funerals, of this ritual. It helps you to make peace with what happened and to, to say goodbye and to let go of, that person in your life. And of course, I had to make peace with his death without believing in God. And I did. It took some time, and, time heals all wounds, as they say. And eventually I made peace with his death. I made peace with the fact that he's gone and I'll never see him again. I'll remember him in my heart. His DNA is part of my DNA. And all the good memories we have of him, all the times he used to invite us over to his house to make chicken tikka dinner. Or in the morning, this special Kenyan dish called barazi mambri, which is pigeon peas made in coconut with this sweet bread. So we have a lot of good memories of him, me and my wife and my kids and my brother. And that's how I'll remember him. And that's how his memory lives on, His memory lives on in our hearts. So I don't need to meet him again. I know I won't meet him, and I'm okay with that, you know? And I won't see my kids when I die. They won't see me, right? But that's okay. That's part of life. And we need to learn to accept that. That's part of humanity, right? Humanity is part of humanity is that we will die one day. And we have to come to terms with the fact that our parents will die one day. And we just have to make peace with it. And I did make my peace with it. I did that. It took some time and it was a lot of pain. And eventually I made peace with it. So to my dad, you know, he's gone. I don't think he's watching over me, but I do think that, you know, he left, he did good he did the best he could for us. And I love him very much. And, you know, this video is in honor of him. So just wanted to have good memories and to share this reflections about my dad. And thanks for watching. This is Abdullah Samir signing out.